It's noon, we have quorum. Okay, I've got minutes in there first from December.
Make a motion to approve the minutes of the meeting.
I'll second that.
Been moved and seconded to approve the December 8th minutes. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. We've got our grant apps to look at for this year. We budgeted for the community development grant, the youth employment grant, and the child care provider grant. I've got the community development grant here first because I've made some changes to the application and added a report. So I've struggled to get groups to report back to me after their event. Just for as long as we've had this grant, I've struggled with that. So we talked about changing it. I think we talked about changing it to a reimbursement grant like the others. I've got that listed in here. And then the form is one which is on the next page. The program final report form is just a quick, this is what we did with the money. This is who else contributed to the event. And they are supposed to turn this in within 2 weeks. I think 2 weeks. Yes, 2 weeks of the event. Hi.
I like the report. It kind of gives us a summary of, okay, here's how it went.
Thank you.
Here's what happened.
Yes. And who, I like that it kind of will show us, that there was more than just us funding it too.
Right.
So is there anything else that anyone wants to change on this or add to it, or those are the main changes?
We had somebody that used this last year, but I can't remember what it was for.
We had 3 last year. We had the Bryce Howard concert.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
We had Trading Post Museum did an event in the fall,
that's
and then
right.
I can't remember what the third one was. I know
Was
there
it
were
Brady's Kids or something?
That's it. Yes, it was Grady's Kids in Lacey over the summer. Yes, thank you.
And I know did the Bryce Howard people get back with you? Because I know that went on.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
that
and
was-
I was there, and
Okay.
yeah, she did. Yeah, she did.
Yeah, we definitely need feedback, because if it's not something that's profitable or
Right.
draws enough
Useful,
attention, there's
right.
other things out there.
And I kind of like making it a reimbursement grant. The other 2 are as well, and it just kind of makes it cleaner.
Well, that's
Yes.
it. The cleanness of, hey, we're all about it, but just bring us a receipt. We'll get you back.
Yeah.
So do you need us to make a motion on that?
Yes, please.
Okay, I'll make a motion to go ahead and make that a reimbursement grant.
I'll second.
So we're approving it as presented.
As presented.
Okay. Okay. Any more discussion on this one? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Okay, thank you. The next one is the youth employment app. We're not changing anything on this one. I didn't, except the dates.
Just a question on that. Have they ever, and I'm not proposing that we do, but do they look at the hourly rate? Do they ever adjust that to?
I haven't.
And I don't know if it's up to us or it's part of the
We require them to do $8 an hour minimum.
Oh, okay, that's a minimum. They can
Yes.
pay more.
They can pay as much as they want. They have to pay at least $8 a minimum because
Okay.
what happens is we pay half of the salary.
That makes
up
sense.
to
So if they're paying
$4.
10 or 12, then.
Yep.
Okay,
Yes.
that makes sense.
And we have some that pay more.
Yeah, to get.
Right,
Well, 'cause you
exactly.
just can't get somebody for $8 an hour.
Right.
The opportunities I gave the high school kids, all are over that. And then when it's time to submit my hours, I use a online clock-in system.
Uh-huh.
So they get everything printed out and sent to
Oh,
Jessica
yeah, yeah.
Dunn.
Mhm.
And I just pay them like they were normal employees and they worry about their compensation part
Right.
of it.
Okay. Good to know. Well, yeah, and I do see that.
Hi. Hello. Come in, have a seat.
Hello.
Here is your agenda packet. This is Brenda Tollett. She's our new member.
Hi, Brenda.
Hi. We're very glad to have her. She makes us have a full committee again, so thank you very much.
Awesome.
Um,
And you are being videoed on YouTube, just to,
yes, we're streaming. Let's do this. No.
the camera's behind you.
I'm originally from Chicago, and I've been living in Parker, Kansas since 2016.
Great. Welcome.
We're looking at the youth employment rate right now. This is one that we renew every year. We grant businesses up to $1,200 a summer, basically, to hire local youth for the summer. We give out 10 of them. And the applications are due April 1st. We go through them as a committee in the May meeting, and then they have all summer to, I guess, have their student work, and then we reimburse them in September. Just so you're aware of what we're talking about.
You need a motion to approve.
Yes, please.
I move we approve.
I'll second it.
Was that Elaine?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Any more discussion on this one? All in favor? Any opposed? Okay, thank you very much. And then the child care provider app.
Did we give all these out last year?
We approved all of them, all 4 of them, yes.
Okay, I thought so.
Yes, we did.
How is daycare in the communities? I mean, have we seen an increase?
No. No.
I think what applied actually was taking over what was exiting.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm
So it kept
correct.
even.
Because we
Yeah,
had, I think we had one close, I think, here in town. And then I think we have a new one over at Centerville. So they kind of,
The Beckman girl,
maybe.
She was at Blue Mound, I thought.
Blue Mound,
I think so.
Oh, that's
Centerville.
right. We had 2. We had 2 because she was new too. Thank you.
Brown.
Yes.
Okay. So that was good. But we still don't have enough. So this one is a $250 grant. We offer 4 of them per year. It is for supplies that daycare providers would need. So books, educational materials, registrations for classes that they have to take. It's a reimbursement grant. We're not granting for food or for any construction of the facility. But if they need, stuff to help them run, that's what it's for. We offer 4 of them, so $1,000 total, $250 each. And they were pretty excited about this last year. This is our 2nd year doing this one.
But you only had 2 applications.
We had 4.
You know, for-
We approved all of them last year.
I make a motion that we continue these grants, the 4 $250 grants for licensed childcare providers.
Okay.
Second.
Okay. Any more discussion on this one? All in favor? Any opposed? Okay, thank you. Next I have a meeting time change. We've discussed changing our meeting times to earlier in the month. We discussed either the first Tuesday or the first Thursday in the morning. I can't do Thursdays. I have regional planning commission meetings the first Thursday. So I'm looking at Tuesday morning at 9 o'clock here, the first week of the month. How does everybody feel about that?
Mornings definitely work better for me. I'm good on whatever day everybody else is.
Is 9 o'clock a good time in the morning? Do we need
What are you thinking,
something
Tuesdays or
else?
Thursdays?
Tuesdays.
Okay. I would probably miss the very first one at a
So in
event,
February.
But
Okay.
usually that's good.
Okay.
I'm good with 9. I'm good with earlier.
I am too.
But I am. That's
Is
just
anybody
me.
else open to earlier, or is earlier not an option? What time do you have to be at work?
We start at 8, but I can be here whenever.
I mean, is 8 bad? 8:30?
I can do 9 better.
9 better?
Check
Yeah.
in our office.
I'm good for either.
Janet, does that work for you?
Yeah,
Okay.
I may not be here every
Oh, yeah,
time, but I'm
right.
here every time anyway.
Right.
No, it's fine.
You have to come a ways though.
Yeah.
We like
okay.
having you here. So
Where do you have to come?
I come from Columbus. It's about an hour and a half, but it's fine. Choose what works for you. I mean, it's most important that it work for you. And I mean, it's
Get
fine.
everybody
If anything, I'm a
going.
morning person. I'd rather drive in the morning than the evening, so you're good.
Yeah.
I did talk to Tiffany. She was going to be here today, and then something came up. She didn't make it. Tuesday mornings work better for her too. It's hard.
Tiffany.
She's out of Linn Valley. I don't know how to pronounce her last name. She owns Rustic Rebel. That's going in at Black Elk, the boutique.
I know nothing about this. This is great. It's going into the.
She was here. Yes, but she was here when we met at Blue Dog.
Okay. Okay. I guess I didn't know. we
She
had
made
a
that one.
boutique going in Lacey. Fabulous.
Yeah, exciting.
So first Tuesday.
First Tuesday.
Each month at 9. Got it.
Okay. We need a motion to make it official.
I'll make that motion.
Thank you.
I'll second it.
Is that Elaine again?
Sorry.
I'm sorry, I was writing. I couldn't. Okay. Any more discussion about this one? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, thank you. So because we changed the meeting time, we have to change the bylaws because it's written in our bylaws when we meet. So I've updated it. It's right there on the first page. Number 2, regular meetings will usually be on the first Tuesday at 9 a.m. That's the only change.
That's the only change.
That's the only change.
Okay. I make a motion that we accept the change of the meeting times in our bylaws.
Okay,
Second.
thank you. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Okay, now we have officer election. So for 23, Janelle was our chair, Jennifer was our vice chair, and Josh was the secretary. So we can have all new people, we can move up one and then have a new secretary.
Perfectly happy with last year.
I'm good with moving up one.
I bet you are.
And then
Or somebody else.
need to keep you right.
Yeah.
We do a different motion for each office, typically.
all right, I make a motion for Jennifer to move up from vice president to president or chairman.
Yes, it is chairman.
Chairman.
Okay.
Excuse me. And
Who a second?
Second.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Real quick.
Any any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion carries on that one. So for vice chair,
I make a motion that Josh moves up to vice chair.
Second.
Ooh,
Okay.
We know where this
Yeah,
next
yep.
one's going, don't we?
all in favor? Any opposed? Okay, and then secretary.
Russell, I make a motion. Russell.
I second.
Okay. Oh man, too many J's here. Getting your initials mixed up. Okay. All in favor for Russell for secretary?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion carries. Perfect. So that means we'll have to change the checking account. Will this be sufficient, or do we need a separate motion to change the checking
I
account?
don't think anybody ever contacted me to.
Vice chair's not on. It's president, it's chair and secretary. So,
Yeah, it was me and Janelle had to go sign last.
yep,
What do you use last year?
minutes, but I
think
don't
we just used
remember.
the minutes and we went up there.
I think we had to specifically, can we specifically change the checking account
Need a motion to do so.
signers
Okay, I make a motion that we change our checking account, the signers that would be
to Jennifer,
Jennifer and Russell.
Russell, and me?
And yes,
I will second.
Okay.
It was her.
Thank you. I got it that time. Okay. Any more discussion on that one? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
You're on.
It was the lacing chamber.
Okay.
Chamber.
Okay. I don't have any old business, though we need to discuss. Does anyone else have any old business we need to discuss?
What, do we consider the entrepreneur days?
I've got
old
that.
business?
I've got that later. Well, next thing. Okay. Okay. I need to submit a grant application for funding for YEC. That requires the budget. I've attached the budget that I've worked up. We can make any changes to this that you want. I just wanted to start in place. The grant max is $3,000 for YEC. I'm expecting, because we're expecting 2 schools this year, I actually, I doubled the amount for lunch. And
Who are the 2 schools?
Lacey and Prairie View.
Pleasanton.
Pleasanton.
Yes, that's what I meant. Pleasanton. Sorry.
Didn't get in?
They have not.
I'm going to talk.
They still, I mean, they have plenty of time. So,
But
okay. If they would like to still participate, there's plenty of time to sign up.
Yeah, and
Yes.
I should know this afternoon. I'm meeting with him on a couple other things.
Okay, I can resend the information if he needs it.
Did we decide the location?
Okay, that's another thing on here. The only location we can get in Lacine is Levet Bank. I've not had any schools. The library is booked. Both rooms. The community center is no longer being rented out. So we were going to do it in Lacine because we did it in Pleasanton last year.
And I know you were concerned about the community building even being big enough. In
Right.
Pleasanton with 2 schools.
So
With Prairie, I mean, they wouldn't let us use the gym?
I don't. There, no one. I've asked multiple times, and neither of the schools are offering a location.
Because you know when we do the.
Let me.
we did what was it that we did up there? We set up tables. It was when we do career days and we do the mock
Yeah.
interviews and they bring in all the
Well,
people
I
from the-
think they canceled school for everybody who wasn't involved that day, so they could have the whole building, didn't they?
Not, well, I was part of it the year before. No, they did not cancel school.
Maybe I'm thinking of something else.
Maybe thinking,
Yeah, the pay thing they did.
Huh?
That the big FFA thing.
Yes,
They closed
that's
that
when
off.
they can't. Yeah, that's
Normal,
right.
if you didn't want to come to the FFA thing, you didn't have to.
Yes, that's true.
Is when that.
Okay.
But that was a big 12 school. I mean, they had food
Yes.
and everything in. Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
So let me reach out to at least the Pleasanton.
well, even the 4-H building's bigger than Pleasanton.
That's true.
Hmm.
Okay.
And that would give us room to spread out a little bit, because even at the community center, not that it wasn't a great venue, but to have two schools in there is a little loud with just a one
Right.
being across from each other. I mean, how we separated up, we were kind of talking over each
And
other.
there used to be, and it's been too many years ago, and I'm there all the time, but there used to be, are those sliders still there that portion off a section of
Those
that?
are at Bunker Hill.
There used to be some at the fairgrounds in
Mhm,
that
split
middle
that
track.
room in half.
They split the room.
Okay.
I don't know.
I guess
But
Bunker
anyway,
Hill's another
the
option too.
Forge building would still be bigger than that.
Okay, will they come here? Because Mound City's not involved. Do you think Pleasanton and Prairie View would both come here?
Sure.
Would be the same difference for Prairie View, wouldn't it?
Okay.
Josh, maybe you want to check on the gyms first. I don't know.
Let me check on the gyms and see what we can.
Okay.
That would, well,
Yeah, Prairie View's
Prairie
small.
View or even Pleasanton, they've got 3 gyms. They have the auxiliary gym.
What do you think, Russell? You're on the
Well,
board
all
there.
you have to do is just ask the school districts, can we host here? If we can't, we're looking at the 4-H building in the city, is
Yeah.
not gonna be a problem.
Right, and that's kind of how I was gonna put it. Just to, hey,
Okay.
if you're not willing to host, are you willing to travel?
Right.
Okay.
And if we have to, we'll call a school board member.
So,
No pressure.
I didn't hear anything.
Okay.
Because I'm trying to think how many we had last year. Was there?
We had
There
18.
was 18.
I think Pleasanton has 7 this year.
Teams.
Yes, I
Okay.
think Prairie View has not entered any yet.
Okay.
But I'm in communication with her, so
Yeah.
we'll
So,
see how many
You know,
they do.
even if it's about the same, you know, you're thinking maybe 30 kids
Yeah.
around there.
Yeah.
So it's not like we need the big gym or whatever.
Right.
And we were in and out of there by,
We were there about 6 hours. total.
Yeah, because we
Set up,
started
break
set up
down.
at 8:30. We started competition at 9, and then we finished judging in the morning.
Yeah.
And then the afternoon we let the kids and the parents come walk around.
Yeah. so it's not even like we would involve, mess up any practice schedules for anyone.
Right.
Was Prairie View at home last year?
No, it was just Pleasanton.
So that might be part of the issue,
Mhm.
trying to get them to commit to hosting.
Right.
Maybe they don't exactly know
What's our
Right,
game
What would
well,
plan?
it's only
Yeah.
30 kids.
Right.
and
Yeah.
how it's kind of going to work. Who are you visiting with?
Jacoby Johnson.
Johnson.
She's the business teacher now.
I think it'd be good to have it at one of the schools,
Yeah.
just because, just like that in the afternoon, if you could have the other kids walk through and look at their,
Okay.
displays.
It cuts down on transportation costs.
Right, right. But I think it also kind of gives it a little bit of,
Right.
Well,
you know,
I'm sure-
push for other
I'm sure
people for
Pleasanton's
next year.
Bringing, I know there's 7 teams, but I'm sure they're bringing more kids, because I know they were excited on the after fact.
Last year they brought their middle school through.
Yeah.
To
'cause I know
walk.
that a
Oh,
lot of the
right,
kids were,
gotcha.
oh, I didn't know there was an opportunity to get actual money. I would have actually done this.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, you throw out $1,000 for first prize, and then all of a sudden, it's
You got
interesting.
more interest, right?
You gotta talk to old Don John and see what.
That's, yeah, I'll go talk to Sean and Dawn, and
What's the date?
March 5th. It's a Tuesday.
Which is actually our meeting day.
It is our meeting day.
double word school. We get to meet and. So you're gonna want some volunteers that entire.
I'm
day.
gonna need judges, yeah.
I should be here this year.
Jen at Lacey and City Hall asked if we needed help. I told her I'm gonna need judges, so I might rope her in.
And tell her to bring her camera.
Yeah.
She's a
Oh, that's a good
photographer.
idea, yeah.
Oh,
Is
shit.
Jennifer Vogt, VOGT, maybe. She works at City Hall and then
Yes.
she's all
Yeah,
up
we
there
need somebody to.
going crazy about Lacey and
We do
Chambers, so we're
budget.
excited about
Take
it.
pictures of it.
We took some last year.
Yeah, we did.
I think
Just with
I think
At the end of it.
Jennifer took
Yeah.
some. Okay, what do we think of the budget? We can,
Can we flex it if we get more people involved, or is this?
I'm sure we
are just setting
can.
it For now, or?
So this is,
What do we
yeah,
have to,
this is for the grant application. I
I'm
mean,
trying to think if we could get some local
Well, and
businesses
last
to
year-
go in on lunch or something. you
last
know?
year we flexed it because we gave every team some money, and that was not in the original budget.
right,
That there was something else that came up last year that we changed too, but I don't remember what it was.
Which right now in Lacey, your lunch options are a little sparse because everybody's pipes are frozen.
They won't be in March. It's not going to be this
That's
bad in
right.
March.
Let me see, I'm gonna, if we do get some donations or something, then we can just add it to whatever.
but this is for just.
This is for the
application
grant application to turn
Oh,
this.
That we can get up to
Yes.
$3,000 from.
We can get up to $3,000 for
Oh,
network,
okay.
network
Yeah,
campus.
yeah, we're pretty flexible. I mean, the better,
Yeah,
the more
that's
detail,
great.
the better, but I will be flexible with you if you end up wanting to do a little more prizes or a little, I mean, depending on how the day goes and how many students you get signed up. 'Cause
Yeah.
We know, you don't know all those things yet
Right.
until right up to the day, so.
I was
you're
thinking
fine.
this is just the budget, but this is just for the application.
Yes, this is for the application.
It's all about-
You say budget and I'm locked down. That's the only thing we can do.
No, we're not married to it yet.
So you're just looking for a motion to approve this?
Y-
for the grant
Yes,
application?
or, yep, or if we need, I guess, what,
Yeah, just really, you guys just need a motion that you agree and that you want to apply for that amount of
Okay.
money is really all you need.
okay.
Move what you just said.
I'll second that.
Okay. Okay, any more discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Okay, perfect. So while we're talking about YEC, do we want to cancel the March meeting because we're doing it that day? Or do you want to,
We could probably do a pre-meeting and then go right into the.
Pre-meeting just saying, hey, this is our
Okay.
plan or whatever. and
we can do that.
keep it on the
That's fine.
books.
Perfect. Just fine.
And then those that can't help out can at least kind of see, I would say we would just have the meeting at wherever we end up landing that day.
Mhm.
And whoever can be at the meeting, awesome, whoever can stay for the event, then great.
Yes. The judges have to sign up in Venture Dash. So if you are willing and able to judge that day, I will send out the link.
That was pretty easy.
Yes,
Sign
it's
up
pretty
for.
easy to do. So we've got 3 categories that we need judges for. The executive summary, which we have due 2 weeks before the event so that you have time to judge it before the event. And we need the scores. And that's a written paper. The trade show, and then the presentation.
What did I do last year?
You
I
did
think trade show.
And maybe.
And
You might have done both. We were short of judges last year,
I'm
so.
just telling
we
you that
doubled
I
it.
am not the one for executive summary. Just getting it right out there.
Okay.
That's not my.
I'm good at interacting with the kids and pulling stuff out of them.
Mhm.
But sometimes they need a little jump start, and once they get started, they're good, but.
Yes.
And it seemed like a lot of them last year, once they got going, they got a little more comfortable once they got going. But
Like when we had to stop and say, okay, let's start over, let's regroup, and, you know, we're not gonna eat you today, so.
Yeah,
Okay,
If you
perfect.
need an extra executive summary, I would definitely put, you know, have Deja or Amy with the small business.
Oh.
owners there. They do summaries for a lot of them and they're great because they.
that's the ladies out of Pittsburgh.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
If we could like get them wrangled in for a lot of the stuff we do, would be beneficial, I think.
Yeah,
'Cause I've networked with them on a couple other
yeah.
things.
No, and they're great and they help people with business plans all
Who do
day.
they
They're great. They're
Small
with the
Business Development Center.
Center out of Pittsburgh State University, but they cover this community, so.
They helped our last e-community loan develop their business plan and their financials, so.
Well, yeah. Super QuickBooks and just financial questions, like they were, we had them up just for any businesses that wanted to utilize them. We had them locked up for an entire day here in Mountain City.
Really, that's cool.
That was
And
in
just had
November.
to sign up.
Mhm.
Hey, anybody that just wants to bounce questions or has any questions about this, just sign up. And I think almost all the businesses sign up for a
For
slot.
some of these smaller businesses, they can't afford to have.
Right, it's a great consultation and then they give you a bunch of resources that they can help or get you to the person that can help you.
So did your city council put that on, or who put that on?
No, I think Marshall
The-
Wonderly did
yep.
most of the labor.
And she started a Mound City
coalition of-
Business Coalition. Yeah. So she brought him up.
So, yeah.
Janet is going to speak at
I
our
was gonna
next
say,
one.
I think you are our next
Or,
speaker,
yeah,
aren't
I
you?
guess, yeah.
So, yeah, so we're doing that once a month. Trying to-
Are you going to host it?
Sounds like it, Matt kind of, I think, so
Mm-hmm.
I may host it at Blue Dog. If I'm hosting it, it'll be
There you go.
somewhere else.
There you go.
I'll just front this stuff. Because the Blue Dog seemed like a good place to meet last time.
It worked really well.
I know I pushed a lot. I know, like, there's music there. I think it's this Friday.
Mhm.
Yeah,
They're celebrating their anniversary this week or in
I
February.
think in February.
It's
I know
February,
Taylor
yeah.
Robinson's making her debut there
Friday
Friday.
night.
Yes.
So if you got nothing going on Friday, like live music, there's, and
My nieces, they sing there quite a bit.
on Sundays, so they do a great job.
And it's fun. They have pizzas. They have a really good Gouda dip. They have all kinds of snacks, but their wood-fired pizzas are really, or brick oven pizzas. Brick oven.
Yeah.
They're really good.
And Lifescene Chamber is having a social media expert come in
Yes.
for their
So,
February meeting.
We're trying to do a boost of getting Lacey Chamber because we have 5 people that show up. So, some people that I work with out of Lewisburg, and that Lewisburg Chamber is like
Yes.
crazy up there, which is good, but they
Right.
have someone that they hire
Yes.
that is the director of the chamber, which is
Mhm.
Becky Bose. Anyway, so some of those came down, which one that I'm working with is Dave Alexander, and he is a guru, and his company's called Social Managed,
Mhm.
and he does all kinds of any kind of media marketing, web pages, anything like that. And so he came down, and then Joel, who is big up there in the chamber also, he is a real estate. What would that be? What's his type? Where he refinances homes. Financial.
Mortgage lender.
Mortgage loaner, that's what it is. Anyway, and so we had, it was a good turnout. And so then they've asked this Joel, or they asked, Dave to come back down and do, because he had several people after the meeting and they were like, hey, I need this, I need that. So
Mhm.
I think for small communities like us, we focus so much on the chamber being local businesses in our community, which, yes, but there's also many, think of how many as companies we use outside
Right.
our area that
Yep.
could serve a lot of other people.
If we can connect them with resources. Yeah.
I think our picture window needs to be bigger.
Yeah,
Right. Exactly.
so hopefully.
Okay. Do we have anything else we need to talk about?
The executive summary, is that just like a virtual judge then?
So yeah, so they submit them through our website portal, and then you read them online and score them in the portal.
I can,
Okay, perfect. It's like a 2 or 3 page paper.
I can help.
Okay.
like, I can
That'd be
read
Janelle.
thousands of
That's
papers
right,
that
Lane's
need
alley
to
too.
be. Um,
Elaine did it last
She
year.
did it last year.
I
I
did
did
it.
overwhelming.
I did it last year.
A little bit. I don't know.
They're teachers.
Yeah.
Yep. There's curriculum that they can use, and they build their business in the classroom. They have been. It doesn't have to be that way, but that's the way that they've handled it so
And
far.
the Pleasant teacher seemed like she gravitated to it a lot. Her curriculum, based her curriculum through at least one of the 9 weeks.
She's great
That
to
kinda
work
helps
with.
out.
She's very helpful and very excited about it.
Yeah, pretty hands-on, and it helps the kids
Seen in results.
get experience. Yeah,
And I
it's
think
not
the COVID will be
paperwork.
too.
that
I
they're
think
turning
it's
in.
just trying to, once you get.
Well, and
involved,
it's
you
all
have it.
new,
Yeah, it's
and
all new.
they haven't really been in school much
Right.
since Christmas break.
No,
So-
no, yeah, it had been, 4 days in the last month?
Right. So it'll come together.
But
Okay.
you'll send out the link that we need to sign up.
Yes. And as you're signing up, you can pick which event that you want to judge, and you can do multiple ones. But I think I'd rather, if we can get enough judges, I'd rather have separate ones for each event. Okay.
Is there anything coming down the pipeline as far as that we need to let any businesses or any of our area, grant wise, anything coming down the pipeline, from, like the state side of things, or
There's,
other than our normal like sidewalk grants and all the other stuff we've got going on?
oh,
there any
I
others
forgot about that one. We didn't renew
Yeah.
that one.
When is the sidewalk? This is springtime?
Yeah.
It's all year.
Well, it's all year, but we just haven't approved it yet.
Yeah.
I just didn't know what else was out there that we could let people know, because
The state
for
has,
sure
right,
would
this is
probably utilize that sidewalk
the
grant
sidewalk
this
one.
summer,
Perfect.
because they want to do something now that they've got traffic flow and know that the food truck side's going to work.
Right.
That may be something that they
Okay.
And
look into.
kudos to them that this weather has been like this.
Oh my
And
gosh!
that food truck is open every day.
I go in for
I mean,
coffee at
it's just a
6:30.
trailer.
She's making bacon. Like, you make Main Street smell so good.
Okay.
And the sidewalks do look very good in town, I will say, the ones that got done.
Thank you. That is a testament to our city council and
That, they look
and
very
taking the
good.
bite of the elephant. We were concerned that a lot of the kids were walking down the streets.
They were.
So, to combat that, we looked at grants. The grants we were looking at, they wanted 380,000 or something for a package deal. So we just went and got outside bids from. We were able to do it for a fraction of that, and we're able to just get it done within the budgets that we had for our streets and sewers. So, yeah, that's priority one of getting our kids. We kind of run a capacity at school, so anything that we can help get kids in and out safer, the better. So yeah, we did 3 blocks of it this year, and we may do some more next year. But yeah, that's a testament to the city council and just making some smart decisions on behalf of our families with kiddos. And we know we've got a lot of latch kids, so we want to make sure that they've got the safest way possible to get
Right.
back and forth to school. So
And these state grants are just, I've had about 2 years of it, and they are just,
They're intense.
oh my gosh.
they're intense and they're
And they
directed to big
set-
projects.
They
Yes.
set these guidelines, and you meet every guideline that they're asking for. And you have professionals that are helping you get this, so you know they're spot on. And then you get rejected, and they say, okay, but we asked you to call and get debriefed on why you were rejected. So a bunch of us real tocos, we get in line, we call, hey, we're ready for our debriefing, we want to know. Then they get back to us and say, we've been advised to no longer debrief you on why you didn't get the grant.
Why?
And we're like, so how can we change or do or whatever? I'm sorry, we've been advised we can't debrief you any longer.
Yeah.
So it's very frustrating. And then the guidelines that are followed, then they say, if your community receives this, no one can get a grant for that area for this. And then in this last bid process, a community wasn't awarded a grant that got a large and massive amount of money. They already have gigabit service there. So then it's like, and then when we bring that to their attention and say that, they say to us, we will not overturn our decision. So,
It's frustrating because a lot of the grant writers, and under the said none being said, we're not a big enough community to hang their hat on. So it's hard to give us money when they can't put a plaque behind us because we're not a big enough community.
So we go to the Capitol. I'm gonna visit with legislation and see what we
Good.
can find out, but it will be.
Good.
It's just, it's just mind boggling to me if you set, rules and you follow those rules. And then when those rules aren't followed, it's very hard for me to understand.
With the explanation of, well, just because.
Right. Right.
It goes back to that, who do you know? Who did you work with?
So to answer your question, the state has got a new tool where they list all the open grants on a web page. We can get that out.
Yeah, I think just broadcasting that, because a lot of the business owners, at least the ones I've talked to, and even myself, I get so pigeonholed to what I'm doing, I don't see what's available around me that I could probably utilize.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's a lot of our businesses, especially when they're in survival mode
Right.
and they don't hey, we're here to help. We have a lifeline. There's opportunities out here if you take them.
So,
And I think if we throw those out there, even if they don't take them, we've thrown them out there and done our diligence as a committee of development.
right, right, right. Exactly.
I agree with that. Ranchers, I know this year there was like drought grants that were given
Yes,
out. It's like,
yes.
if you don't know, you don't know. And there's
Right.
thousands of dollars on the line.
Yeah.
What if, is it because it's too small? Because if it's just Mountain City, or like, could we do a county-wide project and work with other communities to make it bigger and more worthwhile for them? Or like,
Yeah, I think all of the above. But unfortunately, the grants that are given out, they'd rather hang it on a project in Olathe
Bigger cities.
or a project in Lawrence.
mhm.
Who's gonna come through Linn County and look at a, grant project when they can hang their hat on? And the news is gonna show up with something
Yeah.
in a county that's 2 counties north of us, is what we've experienced. And we've taken to I've been on the city side for 15 years writing stuff. And we do get a bunch. I'm not gonna discredit that. I've gotten the city of Mountain City over $1 million in grants. So I'm not saying that it doesn't work. I'm just saying you gotta be careful which ones you go after, because a lot of them you're not even gonna have a chance at getting,
And the amount of time
that
and
each of them
money,
take.
and all the grants now have to have these engineer stamps.
Mm-hmm.
And so, and all
And you
that,
have to have
and
the
then-
engineering done before you apply
Yeah.
for the grant, and it has to come
And
out of
you
your
pay
pocket.
out
And
thousands of dollars for.
That's a
25 to
that's a stumbling
$75
point for a
for a
lot
study.
of them. Yeah. So
So
when
when they say it's free money, but
Yeah.
It's not.
it's not free money.
Yeah,
It's
when,
not.
when my sewer budget's $80,000 a year for repairs, and it takes $80,000 for somebody to say if you're eligible to get a grant or not, I'd rather just fix a block of sewer.
Well, so many of them now, they say, okay, we're starting the grant process, but you won't get the money till 2025 or,
Right.
whatever. And so,
They don't change the rules.
right. So then it's just.
Well, they
you're
do.
Hanging on.
Exactly.
Yeah. You're just hanging on. And
Yeah.
it's like, think how many things can happen in that year and a half.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
So.
Exactly. Okay.
Back to our sidewalk grant.
Mm-hmm.
Did you say last year that Mound City didn't participate? Don't the cities have to do a third or something of it?
So it's designed to be a third economic development, a third the city, and a third the property owner, up to, I think we grant up to 2,500.
Was it 2,500 or 5,000?
It's 5,000 total because we will
Right.
do two.
Right.
Well, for some
Parker
reason, I was-
Parker did last year.
Okay.
I don't.
But for some reason, I was thinking-
Nobody applied.
Right. I was just gonna say, you might want to make sure they get in
Right.
on it if you've got somebody that you think.
And I applied for it 3 years ago. That was way before I was
Yes.
on economic development. But I applied for it 3 years ago, and that came information from the city of Lacine. One of the
And I-
employees is on the board, and he just came to us because in front of ours was all tore up.
Yeah.
And so that's how.
Mhm.
You said the city of Parker, you utilized.
Yes, Parker did. Yeah, last year.
Awesome.
I was gonna say, they have a couple years now, haven't they?
I don't know. I don't remember.
It seemed like somebody had tapped into it pretty consistently. And then everybody else, I honestly just don't think they know about it.
Mhm.
Well, I send it to the cities as soon as we
it's like-
approve it. I send it to the cities
Right.
because
Yeah, because
we
my city didn't hear about it until I to him as the consultant.
Sure.
So it either didn't make it to the agenda or it just got lost in the shuffle. Yeah.
I send it to the clerks, and we grant the funds to the city, and then the city is responsible
Right.
for
Distribution.
distribution and making sure that they follow the rules or whatever. So
Yeah, that way if your code's different, Lacine code's different than Mound City code or Pleasant code, it all fits within everybody's code system.
So our next meeting is gonna be February 6th at 9 o'clock. Okay, I will send out a reminder. Yes.
Yes, as long as I get this, I usually make. And sorry if I.
Okay, so I try to send them out when we meet on Wednesday. I try to send them out on Monday if we're here on. I sent it out last week because we weren't here this Monday. When do you want the reminder to come out? I mean, is Friday too early?
Friday before Tuesday, I think that's fine.
That's fine.
Okay. Because I can send them out whenever. I just want to make sure that it's when it works for you guys. So, okay, perfect. Do we have any other business or do we want to adjourn?
We have to change the bylaws on the pizza since they're not gonna be lunch meetings anymore.
I can serve breakfast. I can serve breakfast. So I left that in there.
Yeah, she's
because
promised cinnamon rolls, so.
not made by me. I can make you a cheesecake. I can't make cinnamon rolls.
Monday I was picking up food for somebody else, and I was like, oh my gosh, she goes, oh, I'm sorry, those are sold to somebody else. I was like, then get them out of the window.
Well, that's, yeah. She had it the other day and I'm like, oh man, I'll take them. She's like, oh, sorry.
No,
They're already gone.
right?
Where's that at?
In the food truck down here.
Oh, I'm.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you roll in at 6:30, 6 o'clock in the morning, you're either gonna get like blasted on Main Street with either the smell of cinnamon rolls or bacon or both.
She opens, they open at 7.
They open at
But
7,
do
so like
breakfast,
6:30, it is just
And then
full on.
lunch, and then sometimes she's been doing like take-home meals, like
Yes.
a meal for 4, and you pick it up and
I think
take it
it's,
home.
is it on church night? Is it on Wednesday nights or Thursday? There's a set night that
I
she'll
thought it was
throw out.
Thursdays.
Is it
I
Thursdays?
think it's Thursday night.
It might be
Yeah.
Thursdays.
And I can't
Where-
remember what it was.
And it's different stuff.
It was
Sometimes,
pasta one time, and
yeah.
but she used to own Jayhawk Inn. And then she had the daycare over here. She had a huge daycare business. And then she missed that. And so she didn't want to go back to the grind of having an employee. So it's just her and her husband go into this food truck. And
Yep.
It's really good.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Do we want to have a motion to adjourn?
I make a motion that we adjourn for the day.
Second.
Okay.
Say it, Lynn.
I didn't.
All in favor?
Hi.
Any opposed? Okay, we're adjourned.
Hi, YouTube friends.